and happy Tuesday. My name is Wendy Lee, and you can find me at creativeleeyours.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the US and super happy to have you joining me today for our crafty fun. Yay! Can you believe it's already the end of January? It is January 30th. What? Crazy. One more day of the month. So that means we are halfway through our celebration promotion, but there is still time to earn your place in my celebration event where I get to celebrate you with a fun, crafty afternoon. So I hope that you will join me for that. You can find out details on my website or join my email list and you will be in the know of everything going on. Because of course, we have all kinds of things going on right now, right? There's Maker's Mojo registration going on, Cultivated Creativity, which is our DIY paper crafting kit. Subscription is going on right now as well. We're featuring the hot air balloons. I've got bingo registration. What else? Celebration, right? So many good things going on and you don't want to miss anything. All right, let's go ahead and switch the video over to our crafty fun today. And then I will join you in the chat of the premiere of this video being posted on YouTube. And if you're watching the replay, I will definitely answer any questions that you leave in the comments. All right, let's go ahead and get started with our crafty fun. Alrighty, so today's project is going to feature one of my fast favorites in the mini catalog, and that is the Bright Skies bundle. I am loving especially the dies, right? I am using these with so many other stamp sets, but today I'm going to use the bundle together. It's just, even though it's clouds and rains, it's such a happy stamp set. I love the whimsy of it. It's just super cute. So we're going to make a really cool gift card holder. Now, today's project was inspired by something I saw by Erica Serwin, and I loved it so much. I was like, I have to make that. And I wanted to show you guys how to make it because I love it so much, right? So I just couldn't stop looking at her sample. And so I made my own version, but it's super similar to what she did. So definitely want to give her props for that. So I'm going to teach you guys how to make this super fun. Love all this glimmer, sparkle. Love it, love it, love it. So this one is a gift card holder. So you open it up and this is the part I just was enamored with, is creating this lovely pocket with the rainbow so you can slide your gift card right down inside there. Isn't that fun? I love it, love it, love it, love it. So the designer paper in the background is one of our free with a qualifying purchase, celebration products. So it is the Sunny Days Designer Series paper. So celebration is going on now. I mentioned this earlier, and it goes through the end of February. So there's just, we're halfway through. So there is still time to earn free products from celebration. And when you spend $150 with me during the promotion, doesn't have to be in one order, but during the full promotion, you get invited to a special event for free. So I send you a little goodie in the mail, and we get on Zoom and we do a little paper crafting together, a little card class. There's some prizes that can be won. And anyway, it's just a nice crafternoon together. And yeah, it's a good way for me to say thank you. So I love I've been doing it for several years now. So hopefully you will join me for that event, right? Okay, so let's get started on this project here. Now, at the end, after I'm done making this project, I'm going to show you some alternates. So in Maker's Mojo style, like I said, we have registration going on now for that event, and the pre-event fun starts later this week. So in Maker's Mojo style, we will demonstrate a project and then we will show alternates using other products. Now today I've done a little bit different from the perspective of I'm using the Sunny Days Designer Series paper pack on all of my alternates as well, but I've mixed and matched it with other products. So for Maker's Mojo, I would pull out everything else in my craft room. The whole point of that event is to get you inspired and to use the products you have at home, right? So, all right, let's get started with this project. I'm going to slide it out of the way. I'm going to bring in my Simply Score. Now, I didn't put this in the supply list because you can use your paper trimmer as well. And if I'm doing one score line, I typically will just use my paper trimmer. But it's easier to see for you guys if I do it on the Simply Scored. So, all right. So I've got my card base 7.5 by 5.5, and I'm going to score it at 4 1/4. Okay. Now I've got a piece for the inside. Let's see if I can find where in the world I put that as well. So I've got a piece for the inside pocket. Oh, looks like I've already scored and cut that. Okay, I won't show you that one. I'll show you in a bit, right? So we'll move this out of the way. Perfect. And let's go ahead and fold our card base and get started there. So I'm just going to fold this. So you've got a little fun fold element on this one where it's just a cutaway front. But, you know, adding that pocket, making it a gift card holder always adds a special touch, I think, to any project. All right. So I've got a couple pieces of Designer Series paper from the Sunny Days Designer Paper Pack. So this is all out of one sheet. This is the upper portion of the sheet and the lower portion of the sheet that I've chosen to use for this. Okay. So let's go ahead and adhere this down in place with some Stampin' Seal. And I love, look at that. The back of this has clouds. And we'll talk about this in a minute as well, because you can die cut or fussy cut the clouds out of this paper as well and use them, which we are going to use some of the die cut clouds, right? All right, so we're going to put our designer paper on the inside, and then I want to put that on the outside as well. Super cute. This is my favorite. Okay, let's make sure I didn't flip it upside down, right? Who does that besides me? I definitely do that. On more than one occasion that has happened, right? Super cute. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. All right, so next, let's go to work on the clouds. So I've got a piece of white cardstock. Let me grab that. And I'm going to do a little bit of stamping. But I also want to just show you that the dies match some of the clouds in the paper. So I've taken this large die and cut this right out of the designer paper, right? How fun. So on the original card, let me grab that. I die cut this stripe cloud out of it. So you will have all kinds of mix and match clouds. Now these two I'm going to go ahead and stamp and die cut. Now there is a cloud that looks like both of these in the paper as well. So you can mix and match that around on what you want to do. But I'm going to stamp those and then die cut those out. So let's go ahead and bring in my pool party. Let's start with our larger cloud. Move this over. And we'll bring in our pool party ink. And we're going to stamp that down. Now, if you have trouble stamping images with photopolymer stamp sets, especially big images like this, put a piece of, put your foam pad underneath, like your Pierce mat. So I'm finding on the glass mat, I'm doing pretty well with even my larger photopolymer stamps and getting good images. I'm going to flip it over and put my foam pad underneath and see if we see a difference in this particular image. Why not? Let's try it out. We've got two sides to our paper, right? Okay, so let's do this. Ink this back up, and let's see if we stamp it on the foam pad, if we like that better. I think they're very, very similar. So foam pad or straight on the glass mat. I think it's very, very similar. So there you go. Hopefully that's helpful. I just put my hand in the ink pad, so let's see if I've got a towel. Oh, I have my chamois. My chamois to clean my glass mat. So I can just use that on my hand. Clean off the ink that I put my hand in. Always making a mess. All right, let's do our other cloud in Memento Black. So we're going to stamp this right down on here. Great. Move that out of our way. And then we're going to die cut these with our dies. So we've got this one and then this one right here. Okay, so we're going to run those through the die cutting machine, and that gives us those two clouds right there. Great. All right, so next I want to go ahead and create my rainbow. So we've got our die cut pieces here. We'll set those aside. So for the rainbow, I cut the second largest circle. So we're going to go here, right? Out of Pretty Peacock Glimmer paper. So this comes in a 3-pack with Highland Heather and Petal Pink. So here's the Highland Heather. It is an online exclusive, so you won't see that in the catalog, but it's fabulous. And then we've got our soft shimmer. I'm using Lost Lagoon, so that is the third one in. My Highland Heather is the fourth one in, or third smallest. And then my second smallest is going to be the Bubble Bath Shimmer, okay? So I've got all of those. I took 4 middle ones. And I'm going to layer these, and I'm going to adhere them together with liquid glue. Now, partially because of the shape and partially because this has a lot of texture to it. So liquid glue works really well for this. You could use dimensionals, but I think it would be too tall, right? I think you're going to get too much height because we're going to layer these right on top of each other. A little bit of liquid glue. I'm going to push that down a little bit because I do want that glue to ooze and get into all that texture, right? So I'm going a little heavier than I might on another project, right? Push that down. And we'll get this one. Got a little debris on there, it looks like. Okay. And we'll push this one down. Okay. And we're going to let that dry for just a bit so that those are good and secure before we cut it in half. So we're going to grab our paper trimmer and we are going to cut that in half. Okay, so when it comes to cutting textured paper like these specialty papers, I like to use an old paper trimmer. So I don't use my new Stampin' Up! Trimmer that I use for my cardstock because it really will dull a blade very, very quickly. So I like to use my old trimmer. And I'm going to eyeball this. It doesn't have to be exact, right? And I am going to cut this best that I can in half, right? I'm going to be real careful that I don't shift any of the images as I go. Now, this may not cut all the way through because I've got a lot of layers going on. So we'll move that out of the way. I'm going to bring in my paper snips and finish this cut. The edge of that's going to be covered, so it doesn't really matter that we've got all this thickness here. Because look how thick that is with those 4 right there in that center. It's pretty thick, right? But I love it because it gives you height in your project without having to pop anything up. Although we're going to pop some stuff up, right? We have to pop something up. So I'm going to put that rainbow aside. But isn't that super cool? I love this. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. All right, so let's go ahead and build our little clouds here. And I think I'm going to put this one in the back. Just kind of look at where it goes. Now, you can trim this off if you want to. I actually think it makes a nice background when you open the card. Now, if you're using the edge of a piece, that's okay, right? Now, I'm going to be careful not to put my adhesive all the way over to the edge because it is going to be hanging off, right? So I want to make sure I don't stick it to the back. Let's see. Let's go about right there. Why not? All right, so we've got this one down. Now, I'd like to put my rainbow down next. So I'm actually going to layer it behind this cloud here so I can kind of see where I want it to be, right? So I'm going to put a little bit of a liquid glue on the top of this cloud, using my hands as a little bit of a guide here. We'll put a little bit of liquid glue on there and place that where I want it. Kind of, I want more of that pink showing, I think. See if I can get it down a little bit lower. Yeah, if I can get that a little bit more of that bubble bath showing. Perfect. Now, because of the raised height of the rainbow, I'm going to go ahead and put dimensionals on the back of this. and raise that cloud up. And we'll see what it does to our rainbow. We may need to put some dimensionals on the rainbow, but I'm not sure. Let's see. Did I on the original? I did on the original. We'll go ahead and do it. Why not? I'll put those there. That way it's nice and secure, right? And it doesn't go anywhere. We'll put one up there. Why not? If it's got a little angle to it, that doesn't hurt anything. And I'm gonna have one straddle that right there, and then maybe one straddling this one right here, just to give it a little security. Now that is super, you can see, right? Super thick right there. Maybe I don't even need that one, at least on the rainbow. Maybe I need to pull that off and put it more on the cloud to bring that height up, right? Because it's got that, it's right at that center where it's so raised up. All right, so we'll get all those out. And now I will place this, and I want to make sure this cloud, because I put those dimensionals, I may have to pull those off, right? Because I kind of went over a little bit far. Wasn't thinking on that. But this is where my mistakes make you better crafters, right? So I'm going to put this down. Cute, 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 cute. Let's see. Yep, I've got adhesive showing, so I'm going to have to pull that one off. We'll just pull that off real quick. No big deal. Not a big deal at all. I'm just going to rub that adhesive off the back with my finger. If you've got an adhesive eraser, you can use one of those. Now, I do kind of want a dimensional there to kind of secure that edge. So let's go ahead and plop one right in on the edge. I should have remembered to do that earlier, right? And then we'll still secure the edge of that cloud right there. But we won't have our adhesive showing. All those little things you've got to check, right? All right, now I want to put this cloud on. And I'm going to just liquid glue it down. And I want to cover the bottom edge of that rainbow. So I'm going to put some liquid glue on here. Okay, and we'll put a little bit across. Okay. I'm going to lay this right on here. And it's okay if I angle it a little bit. I just want to make sure I don't come out so far that it sticks out on the other side, right? Maybe I can come down just a smidge. Show a little bit more of my rainbow, because that's my favorite element. Absolute favorite element. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Okay, perfect. So let's work on our sentiment next. So I've got a little rectangle. So of course, the complete supply list and cut dimensions will be loaded if you hit show more, I think it is, on the video and expand the description. It will give you the links. So all you have to do is click on a link. It will add it right to your cart. It goes right to my online store. Okay, so that is in Highland Heather. I stamped that sentiment. Thought bringing in that purple might be kind of fun. And we are going to layer that. So I've got a die cut. So these are some new dies we've got in the mini catalog. They are called Everyday Details. Love, well, you know I love my circles, right? And I love that they put the little dot holes in there. It's just adorable. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. So lots and lots of fun. All right, so I'm going to grab my ribbon. So I'm going to do a faux bow. So you need about 10-ish inches, I believe, is what I've got on this one. Let me check my cheat sheet and see if I've written it down. I did write it down. Now, a lot of times I don't cut the ribbon off the spool, but in this case, I will go ahead and do so. About 10 inches of ribbon, make it a little easier for us to manage as we work here on our project. All right, so I am going to just fold this ribbon into a faux bow, which means I'm just going to fold it, right? So I'm folding it in thirds, right? As if it were a bow. Now I'm doing this instead of tying a bow because it's really chunky when you do that. And I'm just going to adhere it to the back of my sentiment with some Stampin' Seal. All right. So we'll place this right behind here. Now, that's probably not going to hold it all. I've got multiple layers, so let's add a little bit more adhesive back to the ribbon and fold that back over. That'll kind of tack that in place for us. And so then you can kind of pull it if you need to, move it around if you need to have it look the way you want it to look. Now I'm going to layer these with some dimensionals. So we're going to go ahead and put some dimensionals on this, and you guys know you can use the full sheet. So don't give away any of these to the trash. You can use every little bit. So, and for whatever reason, when I start cutting it, I have to cut all the way around, because I don't know, it's just habit, right? We all have strange little things that we do when we craft, right? That make our crafting experience best for us. So, all right, maybe I'll use some of these long edges and see if I can grab that ribbon. Just keep that nice and secure. It's adhered down, but that's going to keep it in place, maybe a little more secure. We'll pull those backings off and we'll layer this right on our label, and then we can put our label on our card. Love it, love it, love it. All right. Super, super cute. What do you guys think? Do you like it? I'm a little crooked. Should I fix it? Probably should fix it. Huh, for whatever reason, my dimensionals are tearing my paper today. I might have to put more adhesive on. We'll see. We will see how it goes. I just want to twist it a little bit. There we go. I may be able to do that without taking the whole thing off, but we'll see. Nope, I'm going to take the whole thing off. Yeah, it's tearing the paper. It's not a big deal. We'll get it off. All right, so I'm sure you guys have all done this, right? So because it did tear my paper a little bit, I'm going to add a little liquid glue on these dimensionals where it tore the paper, just to kind of help secure that back in place when I put it down. Now, if I have to tear it off a second time, I usually will trash it and start again. But hopefully I will do a better job of getting this straight. It's hard to see on video, and I keep pulling it towards myself because it helps me see a little bit better. All right, so I've got my lovely sentiment, and then I'm just going to adhere this right down on my card front. Now, you could pop this up as well. I am one that does like things popped up, as you know, but I think we've got a lot of height going on already, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just put some liquid glue in the upper portion of this lovely label, and we will add this right to our card front. Now, I don't want this particular label to hang off the edge. I'm just going to lay it right at the top of the clouds. And I want to slide it over. I do want that little bit of blue showing, I think. Just a smidge of it. Maybe not the whole thing. There we go. I like that. Like that composition right there. All right, let's add our bling, and then we'll work on our inside. Love it. Loving it, loving it, loving it. Are you guys liking this one? I hope so. So these are, what are these called? These are the Adhesive Back Sequins Trio. And I'm going to, you could really steal any color, like the pink ones change the look of it. The white ones are nice, but I am going bold. So I am using the shaded, or not shaded spruce, Pretty Peacock sequins on this one. And I'm going to sprinkle on several, right? I like this. Why not? Put a little trio of fun. And we'll put another one right, how about right there? Cute. I love it, I love it. All right, let's work on our card inside. Our front is complete, and I think it's gorgeous. So we want to create this lovely pocket and rainbow on the inside. So I've got a piece of white that I've already die cut the bottom edge with the dies. So let me bring the dies in again. So let's move this over. So I've got my piece. It's 2 3/4 by 5 1/2. Now I've scored it at 4 1/4. I mean 4 1/2. Sorry, said that wrong. And then I took the dies and cut the little cloud edge. Cute, 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 cute. Like I said, as soon as I saw Erica's project, I was like, oh, I have to make that. I love it. I love it so much. So just a cute little pocket. And we are going to adhere the rainbow to the front of the pocket, right? I want it to help secure my gift card in. So let's go ahead and put some liquid glue down. I'm going to put some on the sides here to secure the pocket closed. And then I want some just on the cloud part to secure it to the rainbow. Now, I'm not going all the way to the bottom because I'm going to have the rainbow stick up just a smidge for what I'm doing here. And I may have to put a little bit of liquid glue on the edge of that corner. I think that'll be okay, actually, now that I'm looking at it. Get rid of that extra little bit of paper. And it doesn't matter if you're crooked, which I love, right? It doesn't have to be perfectly centered. It's handmade, remember? All good. I'm just pushing it down into the glue a little bit. I'm going to add a smidge of glue right here because I want to make sure that that pocket will stay closed. Now, if you want to let this dry a bit before you close it, you can. You know, the liquid glue will dry tacky, so you'll be able to still stick it down. I'm just going to hold it for just a second. Now, I didn't use tear and tape. Normally, I would have used tear and tape, but I didn't use tear and tape on this one because then it would make it too small, right? So if you lay this down, it's such a close measurement that I think you're better off with the liquid glue in this scenario. Okay, and then we're just going to put a little bit of adhesive on this and put this bad boy down, right? And we're done. So I'm placing it about the same distance as the designer paper is, about 1/8 from the edge, and then somewhat centered top to bottom. It does not have to be perfect. It's just a fun, different little look. Isn't that so sweet? And then your gift card will fall right down into that pocket. Stinking cute, I think. Oh, wait, and then did you see how that all looks back there is all pretty, right? Because we've got the back sides of those clouds showing that it's got that designer paper. What do you guys think? Do you love it? I hope that you do. I love it, love it, love it, love it. Okay, so I promised to show you some alternates in Maker's Mojo style. So one thing I love about Maker's Mojo, not only are we encouraging to use your products you already have at home. So we're not, you don't have to buy any product to participate. And I know that that confuses people sometimes, but the whole point is to use what you have in your crafty stash. Of course, if we inspire you to make purchases, you can make all the purchases you want to. But it's really about getting our creative mojo back, right? A little bit of paper magic going on. And especially this time of year. For me, January is one of the hardest months, January, February, the hardest months to kind of get my creativity going again. You know, we've taken time off, we've spent time with our family, and it's hard to stop and take time for ourselves again. And so this is a really inspirational event, and everybody shares great tips, and we will explain our creative process as we go to kind of help you guys figure out your creative process if you don't know it already, why we're choosing the colors we're choosing, all that fun stuff. But once we finish our demonstration, we show alternates. And we do that so that you can see how to take what we're showing you and translate it into the products you have at home. Now, I mentioned earlier, typically I would not use the same designer series paper on all my alternates, but today I did because I wanted all my alternates to use the Sunny Days designer series paper because it's a pack you're going to get free and I want you to be able to see other things you can do with it. So this one here uses the cherry print. And I've brought in the Sweetest Cherries stamp set here, mixed it with another Celebration set I can't remember the name of, but I can always pull that out if need be. And then I've got this one here, a little Mother's Day. And so we've brought in another one of those Glimmer papers and a stamp set from another one of the free Celebration stamp sets. Just kind of fun. So it's really the same design, right? And then I've got another one where I grabbed the strawberry print and the plaid here again. So they look different, even though it's the same plaid on the inside, right? I changed the card base color. And I brought in our super cute little Easter bunny, put a little flower in his hair. Gotta love that. And then for the last alternate, I decided to change the orientation. So it's the same project, right? But I've just rotated it. So I'm using the lovely watermelon stamp set that you can get for free with Celebration. Put a few little gems on there, some twine. So cute, right? I didn't show the insides. We'll show the inside of that one. So we've got the bunny and, you know, it'll slide behind there. And then what did I do on this one? I just stamped that one. And then this one I think is just designer paper. Yep. So it depends on what my mood was and what I wanted to pull out. So hopefully that inspires you to create with the Sunny Days Designer Series paper pack that you can earn for free with a qualifying order. All right, so don't forget, I've got lots of great things going on. Makers Mojo registration is going on now. We kick off our pre-event fun this week. I didn't mention earlier, but I have an online workshop coming up this week as well on Thursday. Hopefully you'll join me for that. That's free to join me in my online workshop group. If you're on my email list, you should have gotten an invite to join me. I think that goes out today. And then we've got registration going on for our hot air balloon, actually lighter than air, cultivated creativity paper crafting kit, DIY paper crafting kit. Love the projects there. And bingo registration is opening up. So many things going on. So get on my email list and make sure you know everything that's going on and the timing. All right, perfect. Thank you all for joining me today. And I hope to see you again next Tuesday for our next video premiere. All right, bye for now. Have a great week.